Welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Cycle on Global Television. Coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Sadia Yakubu. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV, channel 365 and Star Times, channel 276. And now the news in details. President Bola Tinubu has sacked General Christopher Musa, Chief of Defense Staff, and some other service chiefs. These was contained in a statement by Sunday Dari, Special Advisor to the President on Media and Public Communication. According to the statement, General Musa was replaced by General Olufemi Oloyede, who until the new appointment was Chief of Army Staff. President Bola Tinubu has made the changes in the hierarchy of the service chiefs in furtherance of the efforts of the federal government of Nigeria to strengthen the national security architecture. Nigeria is taking major steps to boost crop productivity and reduce farming losses through a new soil health scheme designed to guide farmers on the right crops and fertilizers for their land. The Minister of State for Agriculture and Food Security, Senator Sadbi Abdullahi, made this known to the media at the Nigerian Soil Health Information Systems Development Workshop in Abuja. He said the initiative will enable farmers to match crops with soil types, optimize fertilizer use, and reduce production costs, laying the foundation for precious agriculture in Nigeria. Anita Patrick reports.
The Minister of State for Agriculture and Food Security, Senator Sabi Abdullahi, says the initiative will end decades of guesswork in Nigerian farming. He explains that many farmers plant crops without properly knowing the condition of their soil and often waste expensive fertilizers that don't improve yields. Abdullahi added that the program is part of efforts to improve food production and promote what the government calls food sovereignty, ensuring Nigerians grow what they eat.
The National Farmer Soil Health Scheme is actually designed to help us move Nigerian agriculture to better productivity. And like you know, agriculture takes place on the soil, but we've never paid enough attention to the issue of soil.
The minister says data from soil testing will also help fertilizer companies produce crop-specific blends tailored to different regions of the country. Abdullahi notes that with 73 million hectares of arable land, Nigeria currently cultivates less than half of its potential, a gap he believes the new system will help close and attract more investors. He adds that the policy has already taken effect with field trials ongoing.
Now, what this will do for us is that the farmer will have higher yield. He will plant the right crop, get the right yield, but most importantly, he will reduce the cost that he normally gets based on just using any kind of fertilizer. Currently, a lot of our farmers just use any fertilizer blend and they broadcast it anyhow.
Supporting the effort is the Regional Hub for Fertilizer and Soil Health, located at IITA in Ibadan, along with the World Soil Information Center, ISRIC. The hub is working with 17 countries in West Africa and the Sahel, strengthening technology, scientific methods, and local capacity for soil health research.
So one of the roles of the hub is to ensure that NICES, the Nigerian Soil Information System, is building on the best available technologies today, and that we continuously increase new technology, new science into NICES, so it remains up to date.
With better information, officials say Nigerian farmers can now make smarter decisions and secure improved harvests, helping drive national food security and productivity. Anie Patrick, reporting for Global TV News.
The National Board for Technical Education has cautioned all professional and examination bodies in Nigeria to desist from the illegal conduct and award of national diploma and higher national diploma certificates. These was contained in a statement issued to newsmen in Kaduna by the Executive Secretary of the Board, Professor Idris Bugaji, through the board's head media and publicity, Fatima Abubakar. Bugaji expressed concern over the activities of certain professional and examination bodies purporting to design, conduct, and award a national diploma and higher national diploma certificates in various disciplines. With preparations in testifying for its National Elective Convention, the People's Democratic Party has held a meeting of its Special Duties Subcommittee to ensure operational integrity at the convention. Global Television political correspondent Ubong Usoro reports.
With less than a month to the PDP National Convention, members of the Special Duties Subcommittee have been charged to ensure the smooth coordination of all subcommittees. Speaking at the inauguration, the chairman of the subcommittee and governor of Zamfara State, Dauda Lawal, said the committee is responsible for collecting and scrutinizing budgets from other subcommittees, raising and disbursing funds for the convention, and performing other functions assigned by the convention planning committee.
Coordinate, or part of what you're supposed to do is to coordinate the financial activities of all subcommittees. 2, to collect and consolidate all budget from subcommittee chairperson. And 3, to scrutinize and approve this budget, ensuring judicious use of parties' resources. And number 4, to take the lead in raising the necessary funds for the convention.
As the People's Democratic Party counts down to its national convention in Ibadan, expectations remain high that the Special Duties Subcommittee will play a crucial role in ensuring a successful and hitch-free event. Ubong Usoro, Global Television News, Abuja.
Representatives is demanding answers from the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Ebetokun, over reports that officers are manning checkpoints in the parts of Southeast and South-South are not properly kitted. These follow the motion of urgent public importance raised by Abia State's lawmaker Ibe Osonwa, who described the trend among personnel of the Nigerian police and Nigerian security and civil defense corps as alarming and a threat to national security. Here is Anyete Patrick's report.
The sponsor of the motion, Ibe Osonwa, described the situation as alarming as it duly undermines public confidence and accountability within the security system.
The House has observed that this gross lack of proper identification at checkpoints creates a dangerous climate of ambiguity, making it virtually impossible for citizens to distinguish between genuine security personnel and criminal impersonators.
Adopting the motion, the House resolved that the Inspector General of Police should appear before the Committee on Police Affairs to explain why the situation persists and what steps are being taken to correct it. In a related development, Ahmed Saba from Kwara State urged the federal government to send humanitarian relief to communities in Patagi affected by recent insurgent attacks. He commended the Nigerian Army for restoring calm to the area.
Of ongoing effort of the Nigerian Army and other security agencies, including police, force, Department of State Security Service, Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, and local vigilante group to combat the bandit and restore peace.
Also on the floor, Uyime Idem of Akwa Ibom State raised concerns over oil spills and environmental degradation in Ukanafong local government area, calling for urgent federal intervention.
Concerned that the persistent oil spillages have contaminated water sources, destroyed farmlands, killed aquatic life, and subjected residents to economic hardship.
Before removing the EFCC chairman past second reading, the proposal was sponsored by Yusuf Gaddi of Plateau State.
Cybercrime, cryptocurrency manipulation, illicit financial flows, terrorism financing, and real estate-based money laundering had become prevalent. Yet, the EFCC operate under outdated provisions that do not adequately address those new realities.
And in what could lead to a new state in Nigeria, the House also considered a bill seeking to create Ijebu State from present-day Ogun State. The bill, sponsored by Olufemi Ogumbanwo and 3 others, has now been referred to the Constitution Review Committee for further legislative work. From the National Assembly, Anie T. Patrick, reporting for Global TV News.
Meanwhile, the Nigerian Police Force says it has intensified its clampdown on gun runners and criminal networks supplying arms to bandits and kidnappers across the country. At a press briefing in Abuja, Force Public Relations Officer CSP Benjamin disclosed that several high-caliber weapons were recovered and 9 suspects arrested in coordinated operations led by the Force Intelligence Department response team. Ubong Usoro has details.
In a renewed offensive against illegal arms trade, operatives of the Intelligence Response Team have dismantled multiple syndicates operating across Nasarawa, Plateau, Taraba, Kaduna, and Benue states. The Force Public Relations Officer, CSP Benjamin Ondeyi, revealed that over the past month, the police recovered 4 AK-47 rifles, 2 AK-47 rifles, 4 pump-action guns, and 15 magazines, more than 600 rounds of live ammunition, and other locally fabricated weapons in a series of intelligence-led raids.
The achievements we're presenting today, the achievements of the Nigeria Police Force, were proudly carried out by the Intelligence Response Team, the IRT of the Force Intelligence Department. And this is in furtherance of the charge of the Inspector General of Police, IGP Kayode Adeoluwagbetokun, PhD, NPM, to officers and men of the force to ensure that crime is brought to the barest minimum.
5 major cases were highlighted at the briefing, including the arrest of 9 suspects linked to gun running, kidnapping, and criminal conspiracy. Among them is a 40-year-old Bello Lado, also known as Bingo, and 3 other suspects arrested in Nasarawa and Plateau states. Police investigation revealed that the group had conspired since 2022 to trade nearly 500 rounds of live ammunition before their arrest.
All we do is to ensure that we fight headlong crime and criminality. So what we have here is what we have stated.
Force Public Relations officers say the recent breakthroughs reflect the ongoing reform within the Police Force Intelligence Department aimed at strengthening intelligence gathering and proactive policing. He therefore urged citizens to continue providing credible information to aid the fight against gun running and other violent crimes across the country. Ubong Usoro for Global Television News.
In a renewed call for greener and smarter cities across Africa, the Nigerian Environmental Society has convened its 34th National Conference and Annual General Meeting in Abuja, bringing together key voices in the nation's environmental sector. Again, Ubong Usoro completes the reports.
With the theme, Sustainable Cities with Smart Solutions in Africa, the place of environmental management and social justice, the conference brought together environmental experts, policymakers, and stakeholders to chart a sustainable course for African cities. Speaking during the opening ceremony, the national president, Dr. Efebidike Okobia, emphasized the importance of integrating smart technologies and environmental management practices to achieve sustainable urban development.
We are celebrating first the 40th anniversary. The society is 40 years this month, precisely 17th of October, and it is also our 34th national conference. This is the beginning of another 40 years.
Also speaking, Prince Adekunle, a founding member of the Nigerian Environmental Society, expressed delight that the organization, which began with just 10 individuals, has now grown to over 35 chapters across Nigeria and even beyond.
Going forward, I would like to see a society that represents who we are as a country. When I open the brochure, I like to see that this society represents who we are as a country, because that was the intention when we started in 1985.
Representing the United Nations Secretary General, Mr. Mohamed Fall, the UN Resident and Humanitarian Coordinator in Nigeria, commended the society's effort in promoting environmental awareness and called for stronger partnership to advance climate action and social justice in Africa.
The United Nations stands with you through the Sustainable Development Cooperation Framework, through our work on climate adaptation, energy transition, and biodiversity. We are helping to translate the global commitment into local action here in Nigeria.
As the Nigerian Environmental Society marks another milestone in Abuja, participants are optimistic that the discussions will translate into practical steps towards building a cleaner, smarter, and more sustainable cities across Africa. Ubong Usoro for Global Television.
You're watching the live broadcast of News Circle. When News Circle returns, the federal government launches nationwide crackdown on oil, gold smugglers. Details coming shortly, plus business and sports stories on the other side of this break. Please stay with us.
Imagine 60 years of sports journalism excellence. The Sports Writers Association of Nigeria, SWAN, is celebrating 6 decades of impactful storytelling, sports advocacy, and national sports development. Join us October 30 and 31st, 2025 at the VIP Lounge, Moshood Abiola National Stadium, Abuja, as we honor SWAN's legacy and recognize the contributions of sports journalists. Sports Summit, power presentation, launch of sports compendium, national patrons investiture, appeal fund, and award presentation. Special guest of honor is wife of the president, Senator Dr. Oluna Tinubu. Also expected to grace the occasion include governors, sports administrators, philanthropists, amongst others. Don't miss this celebration of sports media power. Theme: the power of sports media, honoring its legacy, shaping the future. Mark your calendars for October 30 and 31st, 2025. 60 years of sports excellence, honoring the past, shaping the future.
Welcome back from that short break. In business, the federal government has taken another major step towards inclusive agricultural development with the validation of the revised National Gender Policy in Agriculture and its Strategic Action Plan for 2025 to 2030. Our correspondent Anita Patrick reports that the policy aims to bridge gender gaps in access to land, finance, and decision-making across Nigeria's agricultural sector.
The validation workshop held in Abuja brought together key stakeholders from government agencies and the National Assembly to development partners and Farmer Association. The revised policy led by the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security is designed to promote inclusivity, equity, and productivity across the agricultural value chain.
Equal participation, equitable allocation of resources, and targeted support for women, men, young farmers, and persons with disabilities.
According to the ministry, the document is the product of a year-long consultative process involving more than 1,200 stakeholders across Nigeria's 6 geopolitical zones. Permanent Secretary of the Ministry, Marcus Ogumbi, said the policy marks a milestone in mainstreaming gender equality into agricultural planning and budgeting.
This policy will serve as a guiding framework for our actions and decisions in ensuring that the needs and perspectives of women and other vulnerable groups are integrated into agricultural development.
For the chairperson of the National Gender Steering Committee and Food Systems Specialist at ActionAid Nigeria, Azubike Nwokoye, the policy reflects current realities, including the need to tackle gender-based violence and support young farmers.
This revised National Gender Policy in Agriculture we reflected over the gaps we have seen. You know, as we have been working with the policy, there are contextual issues that are coming up. There are things that are changing that we need to also reflect and also put in some action.
The revised National Gender Policy in Agriculture is expected to be presented to the National Council on Agriculture for endorsement, setting the stage for more inclusive agricultural growth and better food and nutrition security nationwide. Anie T. Patrick, reporting for Global TV News.
On foreign scene, United Nations Development Program's Deputy Representative in Syria, Rouhi Afghani, says the country must be swift about rebuilding in order to build stability, to bring stability to the wider region. Uyi Abofebe reports that Afghani, during his visit to Geneva, noted that reconstruction is one of the most significant challenges facing Syria's new Islamist authorities after the overthrow of long ruler Bashar al-Assad last December.
The Syrian civil war, which erupted in 2011 with Assad's brutal repression of anti-government protests, killed over 500,000 people and devastated the country's infrastructure. The World Bank this week estimated that Syria's post-war reconstruction could cost up to $216 billion, further deepening the desperate need for essential supplies.
Look, first and foremost, the international community should definitely rush into rebuilding Syria because of the Syrian people first. Okay, that's one. Because we want to make sure that the Syrian people, they have a secure future, being able to rebuild their lives and being able to live in peace and security.
Afghani says the humanitarian burden is huge, stating that he could not put a price tag on rebuilding Syria, but described the needs as massive.
Right now we have about 16.5 million people are in need for humanitarian access. We have about 7.4 million IDPs and millions of refugees, obviously. The country has a huge issue of unexploded coordinates. The economy has contracted drastically. The GDP of Syria now, it's less than half of what it used to be before the conflict.
Across the country, he said governors had told him about the massive need for housing, schools and health centers, as well as electricity and water. Uyi Agmofwegbe, reporting for Global TV News.
And in sport, Nigeria's former sports media body, the Sports Writers Association of Nigeria, is rolling out the drum to celebrate its 60th anniversary, a milestone marking 6 decades of professionalism and contributions to sports development in the country. National President of the association, Benjamin Isaiah, made this known at a press conference in commemoration of the Diamond Jubilee in Abuja. Over to Anita Patrick for details.
Founded in 1964, the Sports Writers Association of Nigeria has grown from a small network of journalists into a national institution uniting thousands of sport reporters across the country. As it turns 60, Swan says its Diamond Jubilee celebration is not just a party but a reflection on the journey of sports journalism in Nigeria and its impact on athletes, administrators, and the fans alike.
Rewarding people. You see, even God rewards people. And we felt that for 60 years of existence, some persons must have contributed in one way or the other to the growth and development of sports through our reportage. And we felt such persons needed to be rewarded.
Awards Committee Chairman Abdul Jafad Oladimeji, the main organizing committee, and the local organizing committee say the three-day event themed the power of sports media, honoring its legacy, shaping the future, will hold from October 29th to 31st in Abuja. Highlights include a sports media summit, a novelty football match, and the Diamond Jubilee Awards, where over 300 personalities from journalists to sports legends will be honored.
One, by carving out this award,
is going to be reformative in the sense that if we succeed in appreciating these people, it will go a long way to show that whatever you are doing in sports, there are people watching you.
Director of Press and Public Relations Kemi Ajayi of the National Sports Commission say the commission is fully in support of SWAN while commending its leadership in its effort to mark such a milestone.
And I want to say that none of us is smarter than all of us. We should work in synergy. Like my president said, when it is our own occasion, let us celebrate ourselves.
Among dignitaries expected are the First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, FCT Minister Nyesom Wike, sports administrators, royal fathers, and veterans of the media industry. Anie T. Patrick, reporting for Global TV News.
That is on News Circle. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV, Channel 365 and StarTimes, Channels 276. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms now showing on your screen using that Global TV NG. I am Sadia Yakubu saying thank you for watching.